Most of us are a lot more selfish than we realize. One of the reasons is because when you look at the word self and ish, self is about me, ish at the end of self makes it an action. Understanding that the number one rule is self-preservation. Understanding that every cell in your body is designed to keep you alive. All the way up to the organ called the brain, which acts in a way to where it's designed to instinctively make you do things to keep you alive, to preserve you, right? In the Qur'an, it says that the human being was created to be selfish. That's your nature. That's your physical, fleshly nature, though. Not your higher mind, not your spiritual self, but we're talking about your fleshly self. Meaning that everything that we do is for self-benefit. I remember I've said that to some people, and when I say that to people, they, oh, no. Everything that we do is for self-benefit. We don't even do right to please God, the Most High, who gives us everything. We can't pay him back, right? We don't even do right by the Most High just to do right by the Most High. We do right by the Most High because we want everything that the Most High promised us in return for doing right, in return for doing things that pleases the Most High. So what makes you think that you can do anything for the next human being who has done next to almost nothing compared to the Most High, right? For you to make you do what you do for the next human being without some benefit for self being the underlying reason. I really want you to understand this, because understanding this, again, understanding self puts us in a more powerful position with self, understanding the Most High, understanding your opposite, your enemy, which is also a part of self, but that's a whole nother story. But understanding all these things puts us in a more powerful position when it comes to interacting on this level of existence. Mastery of self. Being able to speak truth to self allows you to understand self. So understanding that everything you do is for self-benefit is power in that. The most genuine that it gets is that you do it for the reward of the Most High. You do it because it feels right. Even when you do things for others, because it feels like the right thing to do, it comes from in here. The feeling of the right thing to do comes from within here. Do you know that most people who think that they're not selfish think that because of I give all this time, or I give all this money, or I give all of whatever, right, to these people that I don't have to give it to, I'm not selfish. You give it because you want to. You give it because that was the choice you made. But how many times do you give of yourself something that you don't feel like giving? Something that you have no desire to give. So often we don't do something because we don't feel like it. We don't see nothing wrong with it. So when someone say, nah, there's something wrong with it, but yet still you do it because you don't see nothing wrong with it, you don't think that's selfish? When you don't do something because you don't feel like doing it and someone else wants you to do it, you don't think that is selfish? Again, there's power in knowing who you are. There's power in being able to speak truth to you and stop living a lie, stop living on facades just because it feels good. In Ecclesiastic, it says it's all vanity. A lot of times a human being don't want to face just how evil, just how corrupt, just how ungodly like the human being is under most circumstances. So understanding that there's power in being able to speak truth at all times. Some people don't really understand why it's important to always monitor what comes out of your mouth. Always live as much as you can on truth. Always speak as much as you can truth. Always be able to say exactly what it is. Whether you understand the power in that or not, what I'm trying to express to you right now is that there's power in building yourself up with words of truth, with facts, with reality. Even if you believe a thing, you gotta claim it. Make it make sense to you. Even when you must understand that not all things you will know, not all things you will understand. It don't mean that you shouldn't strive to understand it. Because only in truth do you really know you. Can you really know you? Only in truth is there true power.